Hello, welcome to Minimal Mindful Mama. I'm Katie Mixon, and I help busy moms declutter and minimize their homes and their lives and keep it that way. Today, we're going to be talking about how to maintain your decluttered and minimized home. It can be so exciting when you first start to minimize and you clean out your home and you have this great feeling of having it just decluttered and everything is so open and you absolutely love it. But then as time goes by, your home can quickly become cluttered again. So how do we maintain that decluttered, minimized home? Go ahead and give this video a like down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell button so that you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. Let's go ahead and get started.
I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it starts. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want.
So my first tip for you today for how to maintain a decluttered home is to stop organizing your clutter. This is something that we all tend to do. We'll see an area that looks very messy and we'll just decide to tackle it and we'll organize it and make it look great. However, the problem with clutter is that it's just that, it's clutter. If we organize it, we're just going to have to organize it again at a future date. But if we can let it go, then it's no longer in our home creating clutter, and we've just eliminated work right now as well as future work for ourselves. My second tip for you is to be more mindful with your shopping habits. Now, this is a mindset shift that can take a long time of practicing and perfecting. You'll go through phases where you'll shop too much and then you'll realize and you'll rein it back in and then you'll go back through that phase again. It happens to all of us, but by making an effort to be more mindful with our shopping habits, we can cut back on the amount of clutter that we're bringing into our home. When something pops into your head that you think, oh, I need to go order that on Amazon right now, you can instead put it in your cart or write it down on a list, but don't actually buy it yet. Wait a few days and see, do you still really need that item? Or is there something else in your home that you could use instead? Or perhaps the need has entirely passed and it's not even an issue anymore. Not only will this create less clutter in your home and prevent you from replacing the clutter that you declutter, but it'll also help you save money. Remember, you are creating room in your life for the things that are important for you. You're not depriving yourself. Keep this in mind as you shop, and it will help you to see things in a different light. The next tip that I have for you today is to declutter often. Many times when we first start to minimize, we think that we're just gonna get our entire house decluttered and then it'll be done and we will never have to do it again. But this just isn't the case. Seasons of life change, needs change, children get older and need different things. You're always going to have things coming in and things that are needing to go out. So whether you do a quick 5-minute whole house declutter each day, or if you tackle a room or a small area at a time, keep in mind that decluttering your home is going to be something that you will need to consistently stick with if you want to maintain it. You don't have to do it every day. You can do a bigger declutter, say once a year or once a season. But by keeping on top of it and incorporating it into your routine, it's going to help keep the amount of clutter down. The next tip that I have for you is one that many of us struggle with and I think is very important, and that is to get your donations out. So a lot of times when we declutter, we will have a pile to keep or a pile to sell or a pile to donate. But sometimes it can take us a while to actually sell or donate those items. But if you don't get them out of your house, they're still cluttering your home. You may even be tempted to go back into that box, or your kids might get into it and scatter it all around the house, and you won't even remember which things you had planned to declutter. So how I like to handle this is, as soon as I have a box of donations, I'll put it immediately into my car, and that way it's out of my home, and whenever I am out and have a chance, I already have the box with me that I can quickly swing by the thrift store and drop it off. This has worked really well for me with keeping my home decluttered, as well as being efficient in when I'm able to drop off donations. Another thing to keep in mind in maintaining a organized and minimalist home is gifts. So many of us celebrate birthdays or certain holidays where there's going to be gifts that we give and that are being brought into our home. Keeping this in mind can be very helpful, as you can do a little declutter leading up to these events, knowing that more things are going to be coming in. And it's also helpful to keep in mind because you can gift or request items that will not clutter up your home. Things such as consumable art supplies or food items, or things like candles or bath items for like a pampering spa type of theme. Or I like to gift tickets to the zoo or the aquarium, or memberships to local places, as well as movie tickets or gift cards for coffee. All of these things are really fun gifts, but things that won't cause there to be clutter in your home. And I don't know about you, but these are all things that I would be super happy to be gifted. My next tip for you is every time that you clean up your home, rather than simply picking up an item and returning it to its place, pick it up and evaluate, is this item worth cleaning up on a daily basis? Is this item important enough in your life that you want to continue having to pick it up? This has been a really helpful question for me, as sometimes I'll just mindlessly put things away, and sometimes they're broken or completely useless and I really need to just throw it out rather than putting it back in its place. Another tip I have for you is to create an outbox. So this could be any number of places or types of boxes, but I like to keep a box in my closet that I will put anything in as I find it that needs to be decluttered. When the box is full, I then transfer it to my car, as I mentioned before, and it gets dropped off at the thrift store. By having this box on hand, not only does it remind me to consistently be looking for things to declutter, but it also keeps all of those donations in one place so that it's easy to remember to donate. Another important tip is to stop doing everything yourself. If you live with other people, whether it's your family or your children or roommates, you're all responsible to maintain your home. I think this is something that moms especially can fall into, where we will clean up after our children and we'll end up doing most of the work ourselves. This is a really logical choice. It is faster and more efficient for us to just do it all ourselves than it is to try to get them to do it the way that we want it done. However, putting in the extra effort now will pay off in the long run. So yes, while standing there supervising your 2-year-old, taking hours to clean up their 2 toys that they got out seems extremely time consuming and frustrating. If you stick with it now, then a few months from now, they'll be able to clean up their own toys without your supervision. Similarly, with older children, if you assign them chores, it may not get done as well or as quickly as you would do it yourself, But by continuing to practice this with them, they're going to get better at it. And as they get older, they'll actually be a really big help in your family. So I just want to encourage you to stop doing everything yourself and delegate some of those tasks. Even though it's more work right now, it'll be worth it in the long run. The final tip that I have for you today is not to get discouraged with where you are versus where you would like to be. Decluttering takes time. Minimalism is going to be a lifelong process. There's always going to be room for improvement, and the pictures that you see on Instagram are a highlight reel and not necessarily what true minimalist homes look like consistently on a daily basis. So remember that every little bit of progress you make is worth celebrating, and don't get discouraged if you don't immediately have the amazing results that you're hoping to achieve someday. That is all that I have for you today. I hope these tips are helpful to you in thinking through how you can maintain your decluttered and minimized home. Be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know which your favorite tip was, or if you have any tips that you would add to this list. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. YouTube loves when you do that. And you can always check me out on Facebook and on Instagram at Minimal Mindful Mama. Happy decluttering, and I'll see you in the next video.